All right, so it's become very apparent that Jay Crowder wants out of Phoenix. Oh boy, isn't that exciting? We love a good trade opportunity. And it's looking like the one of the most potential places that he could end up is actually Chicago. And I wanted to take a look at that, at what the trade package might be, and who would be getting more out of it, when we look at the deal, and if it was possible, whether both teams would do it, etc., etc. Basically, what I'm seeing is, Jay Crowder for Coby White and stuff. Both are on expiring contracts. I mean, Coby is restricted. I don't think Jay is restricted, but I could be wrong. But basically, looking at it and being like, okay, Coby White and most likely Tony Bradley, considering he's kind of redundant on this roster. Two other guys that I would rather see play than him, but either that or I've been seeing some people talking about throwing Javante in there, which I'm not a huge fan of for the Bulls at least. We like Javante. He brings good energy to the floor, and he's just all around energy guy. He's gonna make your team better no matter what situation that he's in. So that trade package is what it's looking like for Jay Crowder straight up. And, money works. I think it's $10 million for Jay's expiring contract, $7 million for Coby, throw in another 2 and change for Tony Bradley. And it's like, okay, we're looking like that would be, it at least makes sense from a salary standpoint. So what are both teams getting? For the Suns, they're looking for off the bench scoring, spark plug, basically what campaign was attempting to be for the last year or two. I don't remember exactly how long he's been on the team, but apparently that has just not been the case, and they're looking for something different, and I don't really know if Coby White is the answer to that, just because he's a very streaky, very, very streaky shooter, and it kind of comes and goes in waves. Yeah, sure, his shooting splits look decent, but at the same time, it's like you never really know when he's going to go, I don't know, 5 for 7, and the other nights where he's going to go 0 for 7. It's not really the most consistent of production for his, I think it's 12 points per game, which is all well and good, but, and, Tony Bradley, he's a backup center, whatever. What do you want from him? I mean, I just don't want him on my basketball team, but, whatever. But the Bulls would be getting Jay Crowder, who's, bulldog, take no crap type of 4. That would be a great, an extra 3-point shooter, a decent defender, an all-around plus player, I would say. I don't know what type of minutes he would be taking away from Patrick, but it would be nice to have like an actual 4. This is assuming that he would want to come off of the bench for the Bulls. I mean, unless they want to start Patrick Williams, but, I don't really know if that's what we're looking for, but we'll see. Then the question becomes, okay, great, we've got a package. We can see the benefits for both teams. Who would actually do this? Is it a possibility? And right off the bat, I'm kind of hesitant to say yes, just because, Jay Crowder, for the most part, or more than anything, Jay Crowder puts the Bulls into the luxury, which Jerry Reinsdorf has been very keen on avoiding that. Clearly, I mean, we have $8 million left in a mid-level exception that just is sitting there not being used, and we have however much of Tony Bradley's contract is guaranteed, however much of Coby's is guaranteed, and then you're throwing on the extra $10 million for Jay, and that's what makes me hesitant to really pull the trigger or say that this will happen and that somebody will pull the trigger. Not that it isn't a possibility, but at the same time, it's just kind of like the money works, but does it actually? Especially considering what's been going on in Phoenix with the whole Sarver situation, looking to sell a team. Who knows if they get someone who's just as cheap and they don't want to pay however much they're paying right now in their salary cap. I don't know offhand what their cap space looks like, but I can't imagine that they have a ton left over. It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's only 1 year, but at the same time, I know for a fact Jerry Reinsdorf has not been too keen on spending a lot of money on the Bulls, even if they have been good. I think he's content with them being a playoff team, or a solid team for under the luxury tax. How much that actually affects the team, we shall see. Point being, I don't really see the Jay Crowder thing happening as it stands right now. Just for the money sense. I mean, I like it for the Bulls, getting rid of some of the guard depth that we have far too much of, and I would much rather be starting, or not starting, but seeing what Dalen Terry can do off of the bench, because I'm excited to see him play, and I'd rather watch him take minutes at the 2 guard than I would Coby White, because, I know what Coby brings, and it's just not enough most nights. When he goes off, it's great and it's fun to watch, but, the other nights where it's just like, oh my God, can you please either stop shooting or start to hit at least one of your threes? It's, not great. So we'll see. Situation is very fluid, I'm sure, but I don't see this trade happening, and I don't really see this trade pushing the needle for either team really that much. I mean, there's far bigger things at play. I think it would benefit both teams, but I don't really think it would, might take the Bulls' 43-win team to 40, I don't know, 45, 46. I mean, not a ton to really change a whole lot, but and for the Suns, same thing. I mean, who knows what their actual win-loss total is going to be this year, considering the mess that is the Suns right now, but it's possible that it could happen. I don't really see it happening, and if it does happen, it's, not going to do a ton for either team, but we'll see. I don't hate it. I'll say that. That's a good way to end. I don't hate it. I don't love it either.